Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Scrap Mechanics Solo Edition. Like it's been recently, I don't know. People have been busy. I haven't been pushing for Scrap Mechanic as much because I know people get tired of it, and I think it is one of those where the series is actually slowly running down on my own channel, which is a really weird thing to say, honestly. But at the same time, it's life. Okay. Okay, where was I? I have no idea. I was looking at the... Oh, right, I was looking at this. I wanted to see... I just wanted to look at other people's designs for a little while, just to see if there's anything particularly... I guess particularly cool in shape and design. There's not too much that I want to mess with. No, I guess there wouldn't be, like, an easy way for me to show this to you guys. Oh, well. Yeah, I want to make a Roadster of some variety, but I don't know exactly what I want to do, how I want to do it. It's life. Okay, let's figure out our parts. So I've got a basis here. I'm thinking regular engine today. Right, we need a suspension glitch on this thing to turn. People keep telling me to do a, like, no mod, no glitch challenge. That's called just making a normal vehicle. I just wanted to comment on this for a second. It's a weird request, and one that I'm probably not ever gonna do, just because, like, I did that enough. Go watch my old series. Or not my old series, my old videos. In the very beginning. I did pretty normal stuff, honestly. Because I didn't know better, I didn't know anything interesting. And so I'm going to avoid doing that kind of thing. I don't know. I'd rather keep progressing and making fun, cool, interesting things. So we got all these, like, metal pipes and stuff. It is kind of tempting to actually do something based off of these. I don't know what I could do, though. Well, I mean, I could make the entire vehicle out of pipey stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I can get rid of all this stuff. In fact, hold on. Let's get rid of some more crucial things. Let's go back and let's make this entire vehicle out of pipes, and that includes the suspension glitch. Can I do that? I have no idea. Let's try it. Hey, it's upside down. That makes this even easier. Okay, so I'm just gonna load up on nothing but pipes here for a little while. Because we can do this. We can have suspensions on each end, which looks really goofy. And then I have no idea if this will function. Well, today is a day for finding things out. Let's just go with these. Probably. I might have to replace some parts here. I'm just building up the basis that I need. Oh. Guess I shouldn't have gotten rid of this one. Yeah, I just want to see, can I do a suspension glitch with this? Also, let's get rid of these, because we don't need them vertically. We just need that. So, some place for them to collide. Like that, and this pipe won't fit in the middle. I should probably just use the mini pipe blocks, but still. Okay. Slap this thing back in a lift. And let's see. Wow. It actually works damn well. Okay, cool. So let's go back to working on this part. So I'm actually gonna probably switch one of these in. Just so we have, like, a little bit of a horizontal, well, not a horizontal, a vertical element to it, so I can get some extra bits in here. Do we wanna go one step further and go with these? I don't know. Part of it is I've never designed one of something like this before, so, like, it's probably pretty obvious, but I don't really mess with aesthetic builds very often. I do, I do more the, like, large, clunky, like the shark. Oh, man, the Sharkmobile was awesome. And the fish, and, well, I'm not going to call the Grinchworm aesthetic so much as just a travesty. But, I mean, you guys know what I kind of mean here. Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that there. I really, really need more space for these things. Okay. Do I want to do that? I have no idea. Like, I kind of want to do... Maybe before I get all aesthetic on this thing, let's cut these parts off. Let's make this thing functional. So, we pretty much want it to roadster up forward. And backwards. Don't we? Because we want, like, a sizable thing up front that, that does this. But I guess I could have it, like, go up and over, maybe? Yeah, let's do that. I'm just gonna use these. We can always switch the parts out as we go along. Ooh, that doesn't look great. Well, it kind of looks okay. I'm gonna be switching parts out left and right as we go along the way here. So let's do this. Forward like that. Now I could do something like this. Yeah, this okay. I say I'm not going to do aesthetic stuff, and I immediately start doing aesthetic stuff. Well, I'm nothing but a nothing more than a hypocrite. I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. Kind of halfway tempting to. Ooh, I like this. We're gonna have to figure out a spot for the engine probably, but that'll be for later. Okay, let's get these parts in line. But yeah, as I was talking before I randomly cut the video to look at t-shirts on Yeezy, with Shell, scrap mechanics kind of winding down on my channel. I'm sure a number of you guys have noticed this, and I guess I'm kind of okay with it. I've been doing scrap mechanic for almost a year now, and it is already managed to be my longest series ever. Just in terms of like hours put in, and I mean I think I've done more with I think I've done more with I think I've spent more time on certain games, maybe. I've played, I think, more Binding of Isaac, but it's close. I'd have to check the hours on a lot of this stuff. But it's one of those where I guess this series ending on me actually is kind of okay. It's one of those where I've always enjoyed playing it. Don't get me wrong, like, scrap mechanic is still quite possibly one of my favorite things to play in multiplayer with people. But it's also one of those where, like, not every series has to last for years. In fact, I'd say it's pretty anomalous that this one's even lasted this long. Let's switch this out. Oh, and there's a dead fly on my hand now. Okay, is that... There we go. I'm gonna have connection points right here. And honestly, I'm probably gonna shoot for at least 300 episodes, if not I'm gonna shoot for 300 episodes, and if not 300, I'm at the very least going to shoot for yeah, right. We had it curve up. I really wish there were slanty blocks here. I guess there are. Here, let me... It's not going to match perfectly, which kind of sucks, but if I can grab these... Okay, so the sizing fits. It's just the coloration's a little off. Maybe I can paint it like this gray? Just a little bit light, just a little bit dark. Okay, let's just go with light. Yeah, can I get it to match? It'll always be a little bit on the bright side. But it matches pretty damn well. It's mostly just the light hitting it that makes it look a little off. Admittedly, I'm not entirely sure what I'm planning on doing here with this. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'll shoot for 100 episodes exactly. Or not 100, 300 episodes exactly before I start slowing things down. You know, maybe by the time we hit 300 episodes, I'll start switching over to like every other day thing, or kind of move it into a multiplayer thing, or maybe, who knows, maybe I'll just keep going with it. It's not like there's any rules for YouTube. There are there obviously like guidelines and stuff that you generally don't want to mess with, and there are definitely times when you should do a thing or you shouldn't do a thing, and generally you don't want to spend like too much time with a popular series. Do you want to have it? No, that looks kind of dumb, especially if I'm going to be angling this more. Like, you don't want to mess up your series that are doing well. Oh right, I was going to be putting suspensions on these, which looks really weird given the situation. I guess we do have the pipe converter. Yeah, let's go with the pipe size converter. Even if it doesn't quite blend, it works well enough. What? I wasn't even holding right click there. What? Crap. That was really confusing. Okay, yeah, looks a little weird, but it'll match the suspension a hell of a lot better. I do wish that the screw points matched as well. Okay, and let's go back up to these pipe segments. They match a bit better given the situation. I'll probably increase the overall size. I guess I can just put micro bearings in here. And I don't know, I'm a big fan of these like kind of roadstery wheels. Let's go 4x1s, maybe? No. 4x2, probably 4x2. Yeah, 4x2 looks kind of nice. Maybe a bit small. I don't know. 5x2? Yeah, we'll go with 5x2 until I have more of an idea of what I want to do with this thing. I just want kind of like a dune buggy type dealio. I'm not even sure if like this is how I want it to stay, but it'll have to do for the time being. Okay, so next up we want to do. Let's go back up to pipe fragments here. I think the other thing that would inspire me to play Scrap Mechanic for more and longer is kind of the same thing that's kind of holding off a lot of people. Scrap Mechanic has been one of those games where if it weren't for the mods, I don't think anybody would want to play it anymore. Least of all me. The only reason why, like, I'm gonna be honest here. The only reason why I've, like, really kept my interest with this game is because of people like Durf and stuff like that. If it wasn't for Durf, I probably would have lost all interest in Scrap Mechanic like a fair while ago, just because there wouldn't be anything to do. It would just be this kind of humdrum, boring, let's make this funny thing. I mean, I like that, but at the same time, you can only do that so much before you lose the will to continue. That's why, you know, stuff like Gmod dropped off for so long, and stuff like, I mean, pretty much any of my series. After a certain point, you're just like, I can't do any more of this. I'm floored that I'm still sticking with Fallout for as long as I have been. But I think in a lot of cases, it's because maybe I should have done out and then up instead of up and then out. Whatever. Okay, so we do bearing, this, bearing, Okay. But yeah, the only reason why I've been sticking with Fallout for so long is because of the mods. I mean, let's be honest here. I honestly hated Fallout 4 when it came out. It had some good ideas, but it spent too much time just being like, here's dumb stuff and like infinite side content that's not super enjoyable. And it got dull. And like, I think they kind of missed the mark with it a little bit more than they really should have. I don't know. It still boggles my mind that they went from New Vegas to Fallout 4. Then again, New Vegas was made by Obsidian, which is kind of a completely different team. And as such, go figure. Okay, so let's get these hooked up. I'll have to figure out how to get this thing to transform. I don't entirely know what I want to do. Well, I have a couple of ideas. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try that. And we're going to have it be 45s across the board. This way, as this thing drives, it's going to get lower to the ground. I'm not sure about the wheels rolling out, though. Okay. So, you, and then you. Huh. So it'll actually transform automatically. Also, we can actually go for a much steeper incline than I thought. So let's do 60, because this thing's actually kind of high off the ground. There we go. I love how I've gone back for my old water strider design almost instantaneously. I should probably get rid of all the slanty blocks. The slanty pipes. And give it more of a unique style. And maybe space out the tires like horizontally a little bit more. Yeah, I guess I could get rid of the vertical pipes entirely and just do it like a double wide spread or add like a front thing. I don't know. I'll focus on decorating this thing as I go along. Let's see. So we don't have an engine here. I guess the best place for it would be... Let's get rid of these. We might as well have the engine in the front. Let's give some space for it. Okay. I think we'll be doing a regular engine here. Let's see. So if I do like this... Oh, these pipes are in the way, of course. Not quite what I envisioned. So if I put this here, and we do something like this, what I can do is kind of wrap a cage around it. Should work. And I'll probably have more advanced stuff later. But yeah, this looks nice. I'll probably have maybe some connector blocks or something to keep this interesting. But ultimately, that actually looks kind of okay. Maybe I'll have some kind of like undercarriage that extends. Do we want to do that now, actually? I could. Or we could say screw it, because I actually want to try driving this thing. And we'll figure out how to hook up the other... we'll try and figure out how to hook up the other wheel along the way. Okay, before we power this on, let's just do like that. Oh. Well, first issue, turning's backwards. Second issue, this thing flips really easy. Guess it's not very heavy. Those pipes, I think, are pretty lightweight. And it's not super wide, which is an issue. Actually, come to think of it, one of the easiest ways probably to make this thing better, as silly as it sounds, is actually to go for a more traditional steering system. The... I'm a big fan of the suspension glitch, honestly. But at the same time, there's some definitive issues with it. I guess the other thing I could do is actually, yeah, we've gone to Water Strider, and I think we want to maybe backtrack on that one. I mean, this thing actually is handling hills pretty well. These suspensions are doing a pretty good job. Though, I'm halfway tempted to, to replace them with, longer suspensions. It's actually halfway tempting to have, dunno. I do like the fact that I've hooked up the, yeah. Let me see if I can fix this. Oh. Well, if I've been thinking and took off the transportation. Yeah, we can almost drive this thing upside down if the wheels were a little bit longer. I really am surprised at how effective this suspension glitch is. I was not expecting, like, this pipe setup to work. Okay, let's get back down in here and work on this thing some more. So, it's really high up in the ground. Or in the... It's really high up, and I don't like that. It's also a little bit on the thin side. Huh. Okay. Let's tear off some wheels. Let's start doing stupid things. Luckily, since I'm not doing a competition, there's like no reason why I need to care about much of anything. I actually really like these little solo episodes because it means I can sit down and be like, so what works? What doesn't work? All right, so for starters, this thing needs to be a little bit wider. So let's try that. And I have a weird idea that I want to give a go. Because I've never tried it before. So let's grab these. I guess we'll need those wheels, but we'll need them later. Okay, so let's start by let's start just by splaying this. I will probably redecorate this later with like more pipes and stuff to make it look more interesting. But I'm mostly here for science. Let's go back up to these nice looking parts. We want these. Okay. So, there was a design a while back. People were using it for walkers. And I kind of tried using this with the swing bots. I really wish there's a restrictor. Or something, if that makes sense. Like a way of... Actually, we probably want to space it out a little bit more. Like a way of restricting movement, so like it can kind of freely turn between X and X, if that makes sense. So, like, you give it a little bit of leeway, but then after that, it cuts off all movement. That'd be nice. Anyway, do we want to do the... No, let's not do the converter thing right now. The size converter. I want to see if this works first, because if this works, this actually gives me kind of an interesting potential setup here. So what we want to do is grab... I'm going to have smaller wheels for this. Or... No. I'm going to have to get rid of these. If I do this... Probably should have spaced it out better, but I don't know. Yeah, whatever. This is a weird remix. It works, but it's weird. Okay, let's grab the welding tool. I'm not even sure if this is gonna rotate at all. Maybe I'd have to have... Yeah, this isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna drive it for a second anyway, just to see what happens. Curiosity is an important thing as far as me and constructing stuff goes. I've never tried to build like this, mainly because it takes too long, and there's no real guarantee of success. So yeah. Like I was saying earlier, I think the thing that will inspire me to play this game more is maybe when they finish the engine and actually, like, make it into something that works. Let's take off the back wheels here. I just want to see... I want to see the benefits and failures of this system, because I'm sure there are going to be many. Okay. Very front wheel drive, and it has a bad tendency of it's interesting to have a dual shock system. It has a tendency of, like, kicking itself. Let's try max speed. Yeah, because we're not weighting this thing down at all. This actually works surprisingly well. And it conforms to terrain a little bit better, but oh, we hit an invisible wall. So one thing I don't like about this map, Durf, if you're watching this, please add the fences back in at the very least. I actually have no idea where I am. I guess I hit the other side. Okay, so this actually works a little bit better than I thought it was going to, but it's also not what I want. So let's cut everything off. What we want to do is we want this thing to kind of rotate. Really need to learn, like, mechanics terms. What I want this thing to do is kind of tilt a little bit based on we didn't have the bearings in this on this section. Yeah, so this isn't gonna work, and I'm gonna need to mess with this. But I want to proof of concept this. Because there's got to be a way to have the wheels conform to the terrain a little bit better, so it handles landings really well. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to do that without, like, some kind of weird sensor system or whatnot. So I'm just gonna do this on one side, because this is almost immediately going to fail. Yeah, there's issue number one. We don't have a What if I just put in a third? It's probably only going to cause more issues. But, you know what? More issues just means science to deal with. Crap, I forgot to weld it on. Alright, well, seeing as we've already destroyed this, we might as well just do all four. There's also the consideration of using no suspensions for this, but I don't really think that would work either. Okay, so let's make something ridiculous and see what happens. Because who knows? Maybe by having multiple here, we can actually get some kind of weird semblance of stability. Or it could crash the game. I don't know. Oh, they're all backwards. That actually looks cooler, but it's not going to work for what I'm doing here. Yeah, this does actually look pretty sweet. Yeah, I guess I could do this without suspensions. But that wouldn't work. Okay. Sadly, we actually have to delete all of these, because there's no easy way for me to connect them. I thought I was being smart here by getting all the pieces put together, but no, you gotta, the suspensions don't weld on particularly well. Okay. There we go. So let's see what happens when I try driving with something like this. Hook up the wheel. Like, it kind of does what I want it to do, but it mostly doesn't. I feel like it needs... It's too free hanging. It really doesn't want to stay on the ground. We could try it without, but I don't think that's gonna work either. Okay. Why don't we try the next best thing? Let's try putting some pipes in here. Maybe this will add some much needed stability. Sadly, I guess all the suspensions are moot in this case. No need for suspensions if you've got too many rigid things here. Okay, so let's try this. And I know some of you guys are probably... Huh. Yeah, I think I've only managed to succeed at making something worse. Everything worse. It's really cool looking, kind of. But I think it would be better if I just had a barrier so it couldn't move any further. Because here, right now, it hits the ground and it just fires forwards or backwards. The free-swinging tire situation is amusing, but this would never, ever work in any kind of situation. It also looks like the double tire setup doesn't work that great either, just because it's usually just one tire that's actually touching the ground. I mean, you get me out onto a flat space and this thing actually goes pretty well. But it's still a piece of hot garbage. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this and call it the pipe car Monstrosity. And we'll just pick this up tomorrow. I think this is gonna be one of those where I'm gonna be just playing solo for a couple of days while I wait for people to, you know, get their shit together and we can play again. Who knows? Maybe we'll be doing multiplayer stuff tonight and I'll totally forget about it. I just want to mess around with, like, weird alternative building techniques and eventually come across something that might be kind of fun. The other thing I could do is actually try and make a vehicle that doesn't try and cheese its way through physics and actually can handle hills well. But where's the fun in that? So, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Scrap Mechanic. And as always, thanks for watching.